Good morning everyone, and welcome to the day 2 of Rob's Theme Park Vlogs here at Disneyland Paris. Today we are going to the Walt Disney Studios park. This is the second park here out of the two. So yesterday we was at the main Disney park, today we're at Walt Disney Studios. Plenty more attractions to get on here and shows to see as well. There'll be lots to do on the vlog today, and we might even get a bit of time to go to the other Disney park again as well, depending on how many attractions we get on here. Come here a little bit later this time. We've come here about sort of midday-ish, as we had loads of time to get on stuff yesterday, so should be plenty of time to get on the rides today as well. Here we go then, Rob's Theme Park Vlogs from Walt Disney Studios. Alright, we're going to kick off our day with a ride on Hollywood Tower of Terror. Twilight Zone. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Sul tapete si mette a piedi, per non sei portato sul tappeto.
Vous ouvrez cette porte avec la clé de l'imagination. Au-delà, c'est une autre dimension. Une dimension sonore.
So we just dropped into the Hollywood Tower Hotel on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. That was really good, that was. So it differs slightly from the Florida one in the sense that it doesn't have the travelling through the fifth dimension scene at the top of the shaft like you do, and it's actually got free shaft on that one, but the lifts stay in the shaft all the time. So actually what you get on that ride, you get a lot longer drop sequence than you do on the one in Florida. And really intense. I've still got the same intensity. You still come out your seat if your seatbelt's not tight.
Oh, yeah.
But no, really, really good attraction.
Yeah, really good.
Right, we've ventured into the Avengers campus area now, I think. There's a few rides we're going to try here, including the Iron Man ride, which I've heard good stuff about. So we're going to go and do that, I think, next. But we only waited about 25-30 minutes for Tower of Terror, despite the fact they said 40 minutes. The one thing they do seem to be doing really well here, and I said this in yesterday's vlog, is the throughput is just so good. You're constantly moving in the queue at all times. Right then, time to take a trip on Avengers Flight Force down here in Avengers Campus. Now, this is a reimagining of the rock and roll roller coaster that used to be here at the park. Obviously, rock and roll roller coaster exists in the Florida attractions, and I think it also exists in California maybe as well. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but this is basically a reimagining as part of the Avengers campus. So this should be good. Let's see what we think of this one then, shall we? Time for a flight on Flight Force.
You than the last time we spoke, and I'm closer to them. Was that for an update?
Ça approche. Vous ne pouvez pas voler plus vite?
Fly faster. Is that a dig at my speed?
Ah oui, quoi? Je vois une pique sur votre vitesse.
I don't understand you, Tony. You're breaking up. Sorry. Retractable terminals analyzed.
Recalibrage des sous-systèmes.
Subsystems recalibrated.
Maintenant, balance la sauce dans les répulseurs.
Propulsors augmented. Consider your hands juiced.
Ça m'a l'air parfait, Friday.
Thank you. So glad you approved. So they demolish them. If this works.
So we just come off a ride on Avengers Flight Force, which is basically a reimagining of what used to be rock and roll roller coaster here quite a couple of years back. And no, really, really good overlay. I say good use of the Avengers characters. The ride itself is sort of very similar to rock and roll roller coasters. There's a launch coaster in the dark with inversions, and the way they sort of tie it in with the Marvel thing, they've got like screens throughout the ride that follow the car around with you. You've got onboard audio that's really, really good. No, it's a good ride. On to our next ride now, which I believe is Spider-Man themed. Spider-Man web shooter, I believe it's called. Here we go. So we waited in the queue for about an hour for web slingers there, and then they said the ride had gone down with a technical problem, and it's still closed now, and we've been sitting there for about 15-20 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer than that. So we've been in there about an hour and a half and we haven't got anything, so we made the decision to come out of the queue for now, and we're going to go and do a few more other rides and attractions around the area, and then we might come back to it a little bit later on and re-ride it, you know, see if it opens later on. Happens sometimes. Right, we've come around to the Pixar area of the park, where you've got a few different rides. So you've got Crush's Coaster over there, which we're going to go and do, and you've got the Cars ride here, so we're going to do that as well. We'll do all these attractions around here. Crush's Coaster's got quite a long queue, but we will get on it. We'll get in the queue for that one shortly. Oh, we're going to start for a ride then on Crush's Coaster. Well, we're finally inside the actual station building for the ride. Been queuing for ages for this ride. Literally, again, we had the ride go down again, and I've been waiting for a long while. So I was saying yesterday how good the operations are at this park. Today has not been that kind of day. It's been an interesting day. That wasn't a bad ride, really. I wouldn't have necessarily queued over 2 hours for that, but unfortunately the ride did go down, so we had to. The thing is, we stayed in the queue for the other one for a while, and we left the queue, so we went in this one and that one went down. Thought, but let's just stick it out and try and get on a ride. So, you know, we got on it eventually. It took its time, but we did get on it eventually. Let's see what else we can experience here, shall we? Have a look at some other attractions. So after the few issues that we had on the park with the ride closures and delays and stuff, we took a trip to the guest services here and explained the situation, explained that we got caught up in a couple of ride closures and how long we had to wait and stuff. And they're actually really, really good here. They sorted us out with a couple of fast track tickets for other attractions that we haven't done, so as to sort of make up like for the lost time. And that's really, really good really with this park, because whenever you seem to have like a problem at either one of the Disney parks, or when I've been to like Florida before, we had a couple of issues there before, they're always really, really good to sort out the situation and actually make sure that you're not unhappy. So, you know, that's really good of them there to actually sort that out and make sure that, you know, everything's all good. But, so we're going to we've got fast track for Ratatouille, Tower of Terror and RC Racer, so we're going to go and do them attractions whilst we've got the tickets for them. We're going to do Tower of Terror again now, because this is actually shutting a little bit earlier. It shuts at around about 7-8 o'clock-ish for preparation for the evening shows. So we're going to go and do the ones that are closing early, and then we'll do some more rides after that. But we're starting off with our second ride here on Tower of Terror. So a really good second ride there on Tower of Terror. It is a really good attraction, to be fair. It's one of those really unique ones that you don't see, you know. I mean, obviously other parks have got drop tower rides, but the way the storyline with that one, and the way you're on it, like, we went on it at that time, and we went from the bottom to the top of it, and literally, if you didn't have the seatbelt, you'd hit your head on the roof of the actual, like, lift you were, because you proper get launched out of your seat on that. No, that's really, really good attraction, that one. It's one I think it is probably one of my favourite Disney attractions that I go on. Right, we're heading back round now to do our second ride on Avengers Flight Force. And then we have got our other two fast tracks for Ratatouille and for the RC car ride here as well. So we've got quite a few attractions still to do. We've still got a bit more, still got plenty of time as well. The range fireworks here is not until 9 o'clock, so it's about 5:30 now. We're going to have to go and get some food at some point. Still plenty to do. So we've just come off a front row ride there on Avengers Flight Force. I tell you what, on the front row it's even better, I think. Yeah. That was so good on the front row.
Feel the wind.
You can really feel the launch as well. And the thing is, bear in mind, it's not the fastest launch on a coaster. It's only about 55-mile-an-hour launch, that. But when you're in the dark and you've got the lights flashing towards you, it feels a whole lot faster. Again, as I said earlier, a really nice intense ride, that one. There's, I think we're going about 4 inversions. You've got like the loop at the start, you've got a corkscrew, an overbanked turn, and then I think there's one more in there as well. Like, it's so disorientating, it's hard to keep track. But no, that was really, really good, that ride. Enjoy that. Definitely, when I come back here, do that one again. So that one actually closes actually very shortly because they basically close this and Tower of Terror around about 8 o'clock to prepare for the evening shows, because Tower of Terror is used here for the evening projection mapping show, so obviously they have to prepare it all. I think we're going to do our next ride now. We're going to go over towards Ratatouille and do that ride. Now I've done the Florida version of this ride and it's really good actually. And then time for our next ride of the day. Time to take a trip on Ratatouille. Here we go. So, just come off of the Ratatouille ride here at Disneyland Paris Movie Park. I'll tell you what, it's very similar to the one in Florida. Actually, it's like the same sort of thing. Basically, you go through like Remy's kitchen and you're shrunk down to the size of a mice, basically, and you're in like a little mouse car, but it's like a trackless ride system. So there's no track that you follow. All the cars move autonomously, and it's really well done. Like the way it interacts with the screen segments and the actual like ride segments, it transitions really, really well. Next ride we're going on is right in front of me. Turns out we've got an RC racer. This is like a really interesting ride, this does. Hello, Sam. There you are. Take a ride on this. So just come off of RC racer. Really good ride that one was actually. A bit different. It's like an Intamin shuttle coaster, but only like a half-pipe one. And now we've come down to have a go on the Cars ride.
Thanks, Sally. I'm so excited to check out Route 66 with you. I'm ready to meet it, read it, and read it. Oh, là, cruise. Sur la route 66, on prend son temps et on s'abandonne au plaisir de rouler. Oh, right. Slow it down. Relax.
Ladies and gentlemen, world's largest London.
Okay.
Les amis, il n'y a qu'un mot pour décrire ce
We're driving into Catastrophe Canyon. Oui, une merveille. Tout ce qu'il y a de moins naturel, secoué par de l'électroséisme toutes les 5 minutes. What? The canyon has an aftershock every few minutes? Oui, that's awesome. Ah, nous y voilà.
Bien, nous allons marquer un court arrêt dans le canyon. Veuillez rester assis et garder les mains et les bras à l'intérieur du crâne. Merci.
All right, everyone. We're making a short scheduled stop here in the canyon. Please remain seated and keep your hands and arms inside the tram. Nice. Whoa. This canyon is so beautiful and calm. Seulement en apparence. Wow, c'est à l'heure.
Vous devriez tous venir ici faire un bain de toilette. Rien que pour un bon vieux lavage naturel à l'ancienne. Un pompe à la chaude.
Jeez, still a heap on that.
Préparez-vous. Elle arrive. Et voilà. Quelqu'un va me rappeler une serviette que je me sais.
What a bucket! That was incredible! Here's the ball! Au revoir!
Au revoir. À bientôt. Allez, les amis, allez.
Que vous appréciez mon hommage à la ville phare. Avec
the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel
Oh,
Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
So just come off a ride there on Cars Road Trip. It's quite a good little ride that was. It's like a little trip round Route 66, and it takes you past a thing called Catastrophe Canyon. Now, Catastrophe Canyon goes way back. That does. I remember, I think first time I actually went to Disney when I went there in 2003. That was part of the backlot tour that used to be at what was then called MGM Studios. So you used to go around the backlot tour and they'd show you all the different effects, how they make them in the films and stuff. And Catastrophe Canyon was like the last part of the tour. That was like the big finale. And I think at one point they must have obviously had a studio tour here at one point as well. But obviously over the years, most of the studio tour stuff has been sort of removed from the parks. Now obviously it's no longer at the Florida one anymore. It's now Star Wars Land now. And obviously here they've rethemed it to cars, but it's good to see them that they have actually kept the Catastrophe Canyon thing, because I remember from my childhood I used to love that as a kid. It used to be such an interesting thing to go and see, and the effects were really good on that actually. Really, like the flame effects worked really, really well, and then the water comes gushing down the hill. No, really, really good little ride that one was. Anyway, it's about 7 o'clock here now, so we're going to go and grab some food and then get on. We're going to retry and go on the web slingers ride that we couldn't get on earlier. And then after that we will be watching the evening show here that takes place right in front of the Hollywood Tower. I think we've given up on the web slingers ride here because it's gone down again, and by the time we get back in the queue for it and get on it, it ain't going to be enough time. So we're going to try and do a few re-rides on a couple of attractions that we've done already. We can't go.
The mechanic's flying the white flag today.
He's given up, I think. Yeah. We're not going to go on that then. We're going to go and do Avengers again because we enjoy that one. Tower of Terror is now shut for the evening because it's now in preparation for tonight's show. So they are doing all the effects testing on that, all the lighting testing and everything. So we won't be able to go on that anymore today. But no, we'll go on Avengers instead. We'll be back around this area very shortly for this evening's show, which takes place on the actual Tower of Terror. It's like a projection show with lighting effects, projection mapping. I think there's probably a few fireworks in there probably as well, just for good measure, as they do. So we'll see you after Avengers. So we've just come off our last ride on Avengers Flight Force for this trip. The ride is now closed for the evening because they now prepare this area as well for the show. So obviously I'm guessing they clear this area because this is obviously where a lot of the fireworks are probably set off from, or some of the projection and stuff like that is done from here. So they actually clear this area. So the ride is now closed. And we're heading on over now to the main viewing area for tonight's Avengers show.
That looks really crazy, actually. Turn the lights off now as well.
Attention recruits. Training protocol will end in 15 minutes. Thank you.
À toutes les recrues, merci pour vos efforts héroïques d'aujourd'hui. Vous avez fait preuve de courage et de volonté. Mais votre entraînement ne peut être complet sans une dernière leçon spéciale. Car le meilleur moyen pour devenir un héros est d'apprendre des autres héros.
To all recruits, thank you for your heroic efforts today. You have shown great courage and determination, but your training cannot be complete without one last special lesson. Because the best way to become a hero is to learn from another hero. Launching special protocol in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
future and the presence of greatness.
Je vais bien. C'était prévu, bien sûr. Dites rien, monsieur Stark.
Look after one another, as if we were one single child. En vérité, je suis Iron Man. Mais vous le saviez déjà, non?
les recrues, merci de vous être entraînés aujourd'hui. Ensemble, nous sommes plus forts.
To all recruits, thank you for training with us today. We are stronger together. This special lesson is now over.
Je savais.
So we just finished our day here at Walt Disney Studios, Disneyland Paris, with the Avengers nighttime show on the Hollywood Tower. I really enjoyed that show actually. I actually think I preferred that one to last night's show. It's only a short one, it's only about a 10-minute long show, that one, not very long at all. But again, really, really good show, well produced. The projections on the tower are really, really well done. And I actually think the drones in that show were better than the ones over at the Disneyland park. I think they were used a bit more constructively in the show, and they were used alongside like fireworks and stuff, so it's not like Disney can't do that. But as I say, the drones over at the Disney park were sort of introduced for the 30th anniversary thing, so I think there might be more to come with them. But no, I really enjoyed that show tonight. Really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. And that brings us to a close here at our Disney trip for 2023. I definitely will be making a return to this park in the near future, so like do watch my channel for this. More videos coming very soon. But no, it's been a really, really good trip. I think we've done an awful lot of things.
We're doing Park Asterix on Saturday.
And oh yeah, and we've still got
forgot about that.
We've still got Park Asterix to do, but we bring Disney to a close. But Park Asterix is coming up at the week on Saturday. I say. We've done a lot of theme parks in the last 2 weeks. I think we've done about 8 theme parks. I think this is. It's been
busy.
Mass overload of videos.
Oh, we've had the weather for it.
Well, we have had the weather for it. That is the thing. It's been really good weather here, and actually, like the cost of coming to the Disney park here has not been too extortionate. One thing I will say is that most of the restaurants here and stuff are all-you-can-eat buffet style, and they are about €40 each. So the restaurants themselves are quite expensive if you want to have a sort of sit-down proper meal kind of thing. But the sort of little smaller outlet restaurant places aren't too bad either on their own. So, hope you have enjoyed watching the Disney vlog for the last few days. And until Park Asterix, I'll see you guys very shortly on Rob's Theme Park Vlogs. Take care everyone. Bye bye.